CFAA is a unique concept, I think, Central Florida Aerospace Academy. It was an academy that was designed or first thought up by the group right here at Sun and Fun, and they approached the Academy's director, John Small, about an academy that would interest those students who have a bent for aviation.
The Central Florida Aerospace Academy is a public school that supports STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math, but the whole goal is to promote the engineering, the aviation, the avionics, as well as the sciences to help students go into, if you will, an engineering field, go into the aviation field, go into airframe and power or mechanics, or even go into a science field, if you will.
It's a lot different than a public high school. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot more focused classes. You're more one-on-one with the teacher.
We have another aspect of the aviation, and we're mainly focused on that. There's different tracks you can take for your different interests in the avionics field.
Okay, aerospace technology covers the whole spectrum of flight.
I love the aerospace education track because it teaches me all the different aspects of aviation, different careers in the industry, and I would like to be a pilot when I grow up, and this is going to help advance me closer to my goals.
So what we do, we track them toward meeting the requirements they're going to need to be successful in completing those goals. For example, they're going to learn flight dynamics, aerodynamics. They're going to learn different aircraft, different systems in the aircraft, how they work. They're going to learn navigation, meteorology, and for those specific students, they're also going to learn all the FAA regulations. So they're going to have all those tools necessary when they're ready, when they're prepared, when they've met all these requirements, to go ahead and take a check ride with an FAA examiner to get their private pilot's license.
I chose the track I'm in because I am going to become a medical missionary, and I thought having a pilot's license would be great, and this track that I'm in would help me with my pilot's license and will teach me pretty much everything I need to know about aviation.
I chose the aerospace track because I like to learn about the history of aviation and the theory of flight behind the airplanes here.
In the avionics program, I teach students basic electronics through advanced electronics up into avionics, the study of aircraft communications, navigations, autopilot functions, all the electronic systems that are comprised in modern aircraft.
I chose the electronic track because I enjoy working on electronics and soldering, analog, those types of systems.
I'm in aviation electronics, and I chose it because I thought it would be interesting to figure out the mechanics of planes and how they work. It's really a very interesting field.
I chose to go into both the engineering track and the avionics track, mostly because my career interests kind of circle around anything to do with designing basically human interface devices, anything that has to do with what people are interacting with within, in this case, an aerospace setting.
Engineering track is a focus on aerospace engineering as well as other primary engineering skill sets.
My interest for the future is going to be, piloting, so flying, so aerospace, and then also the design behind it, and that's the engineering. So I chose those because of the interest that I have for the future.
In engineering, that's mainly what I'm interested in, especially aerospace engineering. But our tracks here encompass all sorts of engineering, from civil and aerospace, industrial. So it's a great way to learn the field and meet some people within the field that can help you in the future.
With the airframe power plant track, I chose it because in order to, like most areas with aerospace, it's nice to have an airframe power plant license and certificate. It makes you more hireable for larger organizations and even smaller ones. So it just will help me in the long run.
I also teach the Part 147 maintenance program, which is a program that the students can work through to acquire their airframe and power plant certificates from the FAA?
Well, aviation is a field that is centered on guys more because that's the type of thing they like to do. They like to work on mechanics and that kind of thing. But right now, it's a good time for girls to get into the industry. There's not a lot of girls, and it's a good time to enter into that. It's a lot of fun.
Well, it's like just with the aerospace field in general, it's a larger population of males and a smaller population of females. And I don't quite understand why personally, but I feel like being a female, it shouldn't deter you from coming to an aerospace school or going into the aerospace industry.
The instructors are really good people. They know their fields very well. They've been in the field for many years before they come to teach, so they bring a lot of real-world experience and a lot of personal knowledge of people they know, people they can bring in to help us out.
Well, the partnerships that we have are one of the biggest assets that we have.
I'm currently enrolled with the James C. Race Scholarship, and that pays for 3/4 of my flying. I'm about to actually start flying within the next month. And I'm also earning the other 25% by working out here at Sun and Fun.
The organization called JetBlue, the airline, saw what we were doing, teaching young men and women to fly and to work on aircraft, and they came down to visit to determine if we were really able to do that at a cost-effectiveness business model. They did. They spent the day, they looked at it and said, you are answering basically our prayers. There's a shortfall of people to either build, design, maintain, or fly commercial aircraft, and we are creating them right here.
We're partnered mainly with Sun and Fun, and partnering with Sun and Fun allows us to meet different people, different pilots, go and see planes and learn more hands-on about that, and it becomes sort of a mentorship.
For about 36 to 37 years, Sun and Fun had a international flying and expo. It was an aviation convention once a year in the spring, and because it became so big, the reality was we had the facility and the financial wherewithal that we could actually expand into year-round experiences.
Sun and Fun is not just the year-round fly-in anymore. A lot of people think of Sun and Fun as just the fly-in. We offer year-round educational opportunities for really students of all ages, from kindergarten all the way up from 9 to 99, if you will.
So a museum was created, then the high school, and then summer schools, and then year-round events that bring people into aviation. And now that we've done all of that, the museum is evolving into a discovery center, which will be a hands-on, interactive, aviation-based learning center. And all of them together is creating what we call the Aerospace Center for Excellence that has about 8 buildings, this high school being one of them, that gets young men and women as early as the age of 8 years old interested and excited about the world of aviation.